Okay, so let's go through John Heilemann. I want to go through the polls with you, but before I do that, I want to talk about a stat that drew my attention this weekend and yours as well. Dave Wasserman reporting, looking at the numbers, that in the state of Texas, they are already at 80%. 80% of the number that voted in total in Texas in 2016, and they still have another week of voting to go. That's unbelievable.
It's bananas. It's bananas, Joe. Good morning, Mika and Joe. Hey, happy Monday. Of all the statistics we've seen, and there have been some staggering statistics over these last couple weeks in terms of early vote, the total now is, I guess, are right around 56 million votes that are already in the bank, which is itself also bananas. I haven't seen a more banana statistic than this one from Texas, and I know you guys have been talking about this morning earlier in the first hour about what's going on down there. It looks a lot like, the 2018 efforts of Beto O'Rourke and Democrats down there to mobilize, come very close to doing something historic and very close to beating Ted Cruz in that off-year election where the electorate was going to be, much more pro-Republican. They seem to have paid off. It's been a nonstop organizing effort on the part of Texas Democrats basically since Election Day 2018. And now we're looking at these numbers across the state. And, I think we've seen it, Joe, for the last week. The moment that John Cornyn turned against Donald Trump and came out and distanced himself from Trump, something he had not done in 4 years, was something that was like it's not just like canary in a coal mine, it's like, an electrocuted eagle in a coal mine howling about the state of play in Texas. Like, that's John Cornyn saying, I could lose this race. And a world where John Cornyn can lose in Texas is a world where you can have a plausible conversation about Democratic landslide, a 1980-style Democratic landslide in the Senate, obviously a giant win for Joe Biden. I think everyone now understands Texas is fully in play. Kamala Harris going there on Friday. Lemire made the right point earlier about the allocation of the candidates' time, and I think even more pointedly about the Biden campaign. They have been so disciplined for the last 6 months about saying we are not going to go and mess around in these reach states. We are going to put maybe some money on the air, but we are not sending our candidates to anything but the core 6 battleground states, the states that we need to win this election. We're not going to make mistakes like Hillary Clinton made in 2016. That conservative a campaign to now be sending Joe Biden to Georgia tomorrow, to be sending Kamala Harris to Texas on Friday, it is a sign of just how much those 2 states are obviously they could go either way, but those are now, at these closing days, are genuine battleground states. And again, you're seeing Texas Republicans all the way up to John Cornyn freaking out over the kind of early vote numbers that we've seen and over the possibility that this could be the election that Texas goes blue.
And Ted Cruz also talked about the possibility several weeks back of Democrats winning the state of Texas.
Yes.
What's so fascinating about Texas and Georgia